Welcome back to Buzz on Veterans. I'm your host, Captain Rick Hoffman. I'm joined here by three co-hosts and a guest. So the co-hosts have got you outnumbered. Ron Gamble, Veterans United, thank you for hosting this event today.
Glad to have us all here.
And Megan, welcome back. Thank you so much. And Todd, good to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir.
And good to see you again.
All right, good to see you.
So we talked a little bit about all of our service. Everybody's had a chance to chat a little bit. Todd, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you serve in uniform, and what are you doing today?
So I spent 24 years in the Army. I was one of those typical bounced around in college for a couple of years and decided that playing lacrosse and drinking beer wasn't going to get me a degree. So I went into the Army, spent 24 years in, saw a lot of different things, enjoyed most of it. I retired in 2006 as an E9 Command Sergeant Major officially of a brigade because I ran a schoolhouse. But all in all, just an absolute fantastic career. From there, I went into private sector and I worked for Sikorsky Aircraft as an operations manager at a final assembly facility making Blackhawks, even though I was never aviation. I only exited the aircraft when they told me to. And
you're one of those. You told me earlier you're one of those guys who jumps out of perfectly good airplanes.
Yeah, because they make me.
Yeah.
And after that, I about 9 years ago, I accepted a position with another company up here, of which COVID pretty much killed. And now, according to my insurer, I am a household manager.
Okay. But you're wearing the red, white, and blue logo. Sure. Talk a little bit about red, white, and blue.
Team RWB. I was introduced to it.
I love that you guys are red, white, and blue.
Yeah. I was introduced to it by a friend of mine, and she sent me a link to a school out in Arkansas. At the time, it was called University of Health and Performance. Now it's utilizing human potential because somebody made a little crack about, well, you're not a university. But we are, the whole place is GI Bill certified and all the classes that they do. So I went out for 3 weeks, showed up, lived in an open bay barracks, walked everywhere, no Wi-Fi, and became a certified personal trainer.
Okay.
Of which I don't use, except for my wife and myself.
Yeah.
And then from that, and because of RWB, the only expense I had was my drive out there. Team RWB paid for my scholarship with really no obligation, but I felt obligated to try to give back to it. We've been at it now for 3 years. I've been in it for about 3 years. We have a huge chapter here of over 2,000 members. We're just trying to get some of them to come out and enjoy.
Yeah, participation is always a challenge for these sorts of
is.
organizations. Yeah.
And, but there's a lot of virtual events that can be done, and a lot of the members take advantage of the virtual events as opposed to, and Phil and I talked about this as we were trying to strategize for the upcoming year. People don't want to expend the fuel to drive from point A to point B. Hey, I could do that ruck at home, or I could do that 5K at home, or I could do the push-up challenge at home. So they do it. The key is that they're up and they're participating and they're making it happen. Whether they come out and do it in a group, which would be great, or they do it as individual, virtually. It works.
As we wrap up today, remind me to talk off camera about the Timaquan Park Foundation.
Okay.
Do you know about them?
I do.
Okay. I got to follow on. Well, we've been asking everybody today. We just celebrated the 250th anniversary of the independence of the United States of America. What does that mean to you?
To me, it's actually a time of reflection. When you think about it, because you're thinking about America has been around 250 years. I was around for the 200th. And then what did it take for us to get this far? And I look back on my own family life. My great-grandfather fought in the Spanish-American War, so he was around for the centennial. Grandfather was a World War II in the trench, World War I in the trenches. But it's just amazing the sacrifice that we've all made to get here. Yeah. And so the question I have is what are the future sacrifices going to be for our young men and women in uniform, but just for all of us? Times are changing, and it's going to be interesting to see what the next 50 years is like.
Yeah. I have no expectation of seeing 50 years from now, but the next 5 will be interesting. Yeah. Megan.
You could make it another 250 years, I'm sure. For me, it means we've come a long way and we've survived a lot of things, and we're also at a pivotal point. I think you said it right. What's it going to look like?
Yep.
What's it going to look like in 5 years? And our patriotism is strong, and we've seen that. But we're also at a point where we need to remember that to be a great nation, it does take sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And more people need to step up. We need more vets. We need more active duty, and we need another 250 years strong.
Thank you, Megan. Todd.
So, I had some time in Germany, so I've been in Europe, but recently we wound up going to Portugal on a vacation. So I got to maybe take a look at
Lisbon or
Europe.
Porto?
Porto.
South-
Well, we went to Porto first. Well, we landed in.
Sorry, I derailed
Yeah.
you. I was in Porto back in March. Lovely, beautiful.
Well, we went to Porto, and we liked Porto a lot better.
Yeah.
But got to see Europe again, but from a different angle than being stationed in, posted in a spot in Germany. And I looked at it, I marveled at the architecture and still the cobblestone streets. And then I thought back, and we're like an infant in comparison to the European nations. But I look at everything that we've done and how fast and how far we've come in 250 years. Holding on to our history and progressing through and, continuing to try to drive on and make things better.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil. What does the semi-sesquicentennial mean to you?
I mean, it's an excuse to party. No, I mean, really, it's about, this idea of America, and our growth as a nation. And, we've had hiccups along the way, but we've, persevered, we've adapted, we've overcome, we've evolved, and there's still no greater nation on this earth than the United States of America, and our ability to help people, our capacity to be good and to do good.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. God bless America.
Yep. God bless America.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.